Hello to you, blessings, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Hello, happy April. I hope that this video meets you well. I am Letitia. I am a 42-year-old millennial mom of 5 children, an immigrant living in the US. I am an INFJ empath. I am an energy reader, light worker, agnostic, progressive, idealist, writer, poet, new earth messenger of truth, love, and light, and so many, 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 many things. And this recording is being recorded on April 9th, 2025. And I believe that the focus of this video will be focusing on processing and discussing and share my thoughts and observations on the first week of April, the April energies, what I've been feeling since April has begun. As far as I'm concerned, even though I recorded a couple of videos already for the month, as far as I'm concerned, I believe that I've now entered the realm of April energies. I have now officially begun my April in terms of my social media presence. I have just officially released all my March energies, all my March videos and recordings. And, I kind of like debated in my mind whether I should go ahead and release those since they're so far from where we are currently so far. So since they were recorded so far from the present moment that we're in. And my ultimate decision was to go ahead and post them anyway because I don't know, they were good. There's a lot of good stuff in them, and those videos would do whatever it is they're supposed to do. They will meet the right people will see them. Hopefully the algorithm will help me out, and they're going to do what they're supposed to do. But as far as I'm concerned, I took the time to record them. They were very good, so I decided to just go ahead and post them anyway. Sow them like seeds in the soil of social media and algorithm, and putting them out into the world and letting them do whatever they're supposed to do. So I will be turning this camera on myself, but I just wanted to show you what I got going on right here. I want to show you that sun peeking through my window, and this little display thing that I put right here with my what I call visualization pyramids that I started collecting over the last 3 months, since the year began, I think. And I am now 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I think I have 10. Yeah, I have 10. There's 10 of them. And I just wanted to put some of my favorite things that puts me in the right frame of mind for, high vibration and vision and positivity, and just puts me in the right frame of mind, the kind of frame of mind that I want to be in to record this video. So as a part of this video, I'm probably going to show you the newest part of my visualization pyramid collections. I got 3 more, and I might show you what all of them represent. These are my 2 favorite cards from a tarot deck. As I've said many times, I don't read tarot. I don't even know what a lot of the tarot symbols mean. So that is something that I intend to take the time to learn as soon as I can, as soon as I find the opportunity. But I have chosen a deck that I really like, and this is my first tarot deck, maybe my first of more, who knows. But I wanted to learn about tarot through this tarot collection here, the Light Seers Tarot. The images are incredible, and they're modern, and they're beautiful, and they resonate with me deeply, so I want to understand them. For some reason, I decided to pull 2 cards today to put them in the middle. Pull 2 new cards, and I have no idea what the Page of Wands mean. I will look it up, but I thought it was a very good image, of you know, I could see this being the April energy that I'm feeling. And this also being the April energy, 10 of Pentacles. I'm seeing celebration here. I'm seeing celebration. I'm seeing release and freedom and joy and dancing in this one. But I'm going to look it up and see what these symbols, what these images mean. One of the things I love about this deck too is that it has a website. It has a website. I forgot what it is. I didn't plan to talk about the website. I don't even know what the plans are to discuss in this video. Once I click record and I start talking, it's all over. There's no plan. There's just words that come out of my mouth. But there's a website, a Light Seers Tarot website, that tells you what these things mean. So I'm going to go on that website. I'm going to look up what the intention and the meanings are behind these tarot decks, these tarot cards. But for me, as far as I'm just looking at the image, I see release and freedom and joy and dance, and I see celebration and dancing, and the people celebrating and dancing, and that is very, very good signs for April energy. And also, you know what? That's what I'm feeling for April energies too. Somehow in April, I already felt the shift. I felt it instantly. I felt the shift from March to April. I felt it. And one of the like physical manifestations, I'm trying to figure out the wording, but one of the ways, or one or two of the ways, one of the many ways in which you felt the shift and the shift of the energy is with Cory Booker being kind of like the bridge from March to April, you know, speaking all night from March 31st into April 1st and breaking a racist record for the longest filibuster speech, you know. And even though his speech was not technically a filibuster, it was a filibuster like a speech marathon. You know, it's worded differently in the headlines and in the news or whatever. A speech marathon, a filibuster like speech or whatever, but it was 25 plus hours, 25, you know, plus, yeah, 25 plus hours, which broke the record of 24 hours of a senator who was against civil rights and against Black people having the rights to voting, and to basically being against somebody like Cory Booker even being in the Senate, even you know, Black people even having equal vote, you know, equal say, like just totally against civil rights. And his name was Strom Thurmond, and you know, Cory Booker broke that record. And you know, he shifted the energies. He really did shift the energies. And in that week, you know, the Wisconsin elections went well for democracy, for people who believe in democracy. And you know, and then there were the protests on April 5th. And I don't know what the numbers are, but a lot of people came out and protest everywhere, not just in the US, but everywhere, all over the world. You know, there were protests on April 5th, and the energy shifted. I could just feel the energy towards not surrendering to fascism and not giving in to the fear and not giving in to the chaos, but staying calm and focused and making efforts to do whatever it is that you can, to fight back, to not surrender, not give in, not just take it, you know, not just take it. So I really did feel and have been feeling the shift. I feel the shift in energy. So let me just show you my new visualization pyramids, and then also remind you of the ones that I had before, because for me it is I don't know, the purpose they serve is I like them because I think they're absolutely beautiful. That's one. They make me happy. They bring me so much joy. And they also have just different meanings and different significance to me, you know? And when I look at them, my mind is able to immediately just go to the space that go to the mental space of whatever it is that I associate with that particular visual. So I just love how the sun right now is just shining through my window. It is just so beautiful. The sun is just peeking through, and these visualization pyramids are even more pretty when the sun is shining through. So this one, I don't know, this one just made me think Easter. A little bunny, and it's pink. And I just got Easter vibes, and I thought it would just be perfect to have for April. Just absolutely just beautiful. I like it. So that's one of my newer ones. And look how pretty it is. Oh my gosh, just look how pretty it is. Oh, it's so pretty. The sun. This here is a colorful sunflower. And I just think this is perfect representation of my aura. You know, this is me right here. This is me, this colorful sunflower. And a lot of the times throughout my life, I have been suppressing this person, you know, because I just felt like this person would be too much for the world. Because if I really just allow myself to be authentically me, I feel as though I would be misunderstood. And that was one of my fears, fear of being misunderstood, which is something I have to learn to live with, because I am misunderstood. It's hard to understand an enigma, and I am an enigma. That's why I say a lot that I am an INFJ empath, and I know when, you know, people do INFJ videos, they usually just talk about the INFJ experience as in a general sense, like teach people what is an INFJ and all that. And I love watching INFJ videos on YouTube because I feel seen by them. And if you're curious about what an INFJ is, you should watch some of those videos on YouTube, the INFJ videos that talk about what an INFJ is and how it's a rare personality. And I totally feel seen by those videos. And by watching them, I am absolutely convinced without a doubt that that is my personality type, an INFJ. So this is me, the enigma, the colorful sunflower. And I love this. When I saw this, I knew this was me, and I just had to have it. And this one is an owl. When I think of owl, I think of wisdom. So I got it because I think it represents wisdom. And I've always felt that my spiritual gift is one of my spiritual gifts. I have the gift of discernment. I have the gift of intuition. I have the gift of, like, not just intuition, because I think all of us kind of have intuition, but I have a deeper sense of intuition than the typical. I just love the sun. It's so pretty. Oh, look at that. It's so pretty. But my spiritual gift is also wisdom. I fear that, for lack of better words, I fear that this video might go on a little longer than I wanted it to, because I feel like I'm talking really slowly. I feel like the energy that I feel right now is kind of like at peace and a calm, a sense of peace and a sense of calm and a sense of relaxation. So it's making it a little bit difficult to talk at the speed of social media. But let me just quickly remind you of what the others mean. This here is just that light, that pure inner light, the light of the light worker, the light of my soul, the light, just the light within, you know, that light. This one. Okay. This one is balance with the yin and the yang symbol. This is a tree of life. It makes me think of nature, and it just and rooting yourself in and connecting yourself to the planet, and rooting yourself and your life in the roots of the tree of life. This here is also balance, the balance of the chakras. This here is the Lotus Queen, Kamala Harris. This here is I put my energy towards Kamala Harris because I do believe that her destiny was stolen. You know, it was stolen. It was stolen by cheats and thieves and criminals. You know, hoarders and greedy people and corrupt people. And I believe that if we had chosen this path, if this path had been chosen, we wouldn't have to go through, or the people wouldn't have had to go through what we're going through right now. However, I accept this timeline because I feel like if we do this right, this timeline can actually be the greater timeline than if we had kind of continued on the path that we were on. If we had continued, you know, following the system or being a part of the system or trying to work within the system. Because one of the things about the Lotus Queen, Kamala Harris, is that even though she understood what was not right about the system, she still would have tried to work within the system, you know, and that might have been the problem. If she could be the type to not work within the system, you know, that would have been not work within the system, but attempt to change it, attempt to redefine it, rebuild it. I don't know what the words are, but change it the way how this guy, the worst of us, you know, the slimy slime ball, criminal, felon, worst of us person, the MAGA emperor, you know, to have that boldness to break free from decorum and the system and just fuck it up, you know. I wish that that energy was the same energy that, you know, my words aren't, I don't feel confident in my words right now because I am speaking from a place of calm and relaxation and processing, and I don't know how, like when I start talking, I don't know what words are going to come out, you know. But what I'm trying to say is that that is not what we needed. We did not need to fit in the system. And this woman has the potential to lead in and move forward, move the world forward, move America forward in the way, because she understands it to the core in the way. And the reason I know that she understands it to the core is from her book, The Truths We Hold. Yeah, the reason I know that she understands it to the core is from her book, The Truths We Hold. From hearing her read, because I listened to it on Audible, but I also got the hard copy so that I could highlight certain things. From hearing her talk about her understanding of America as a senator, as a new senator, when she wrote this book, she was a new senator, but she had a lot of experience in different areas of leadership in the political system, in the judicial system. She had experience in all aspects of government, all three branches of government, you know. Well, later on she had experience in all three branches of government, after she wrote this book. So guys, thank you for watching this video. And I gotta tell you, I like the words that are coming out of my mouth, but I don't like how they're coming out of my mouth. I feel, I think this is my third time repeating the same thing, but I feel so calm and so at peace and so relaxed that the words are flowing slowly, and it's as though I'm thinking while speaking. I'm trying to speak carefully and trying to craft my words carefully, and they ain't coming out. They're not flowing as beautifully as I would like. And again too, I had a sort of a plan of how I was going to do this video, and as per usual, I click record and the plan just goes right out the window. The plan becomes irrelevant. So processing April, that was the intention for this video. Processing April so far. I'm just going to reiterate what I was saying, see if I can say it more clearly. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your patience. I'm going to post this just as it is, and because my goal with my YouTube channel right now in this season, because I don't think that I have come to the final destination of where, what I'm building. I don't think that I have really come to have a plan of what I'm building here. I have an idea, or according to some people, I have concepts of a plan, right? But I don't have a plan. And I'm looking for people who are going to come on this journey with me, who is going to accept me as I am, imperfect as I am, and who will have patience with me. They're not going to try to compare me to anybody else on the internet, and they're not going to try to make me who they want me to be. Because trust me, I think about the things. I think, oh, this video is too long. This is too much rambling. It is going off track. It's going off the rails. It's not coming together how I want it to. But you know what? That is my process, because I think that we're all going through a process and a journey, because this particular season that we're in is a season of shifting and growth and stretching and pulling and facing our shadows. And as far as I call it, taking a class. It's like school, and we are preparing for the finals, as I've said. And the finals is the final test. What did you learn, humanity? What did you learn from the last 100 years of what has happened, what has taken place, what has gone before you? What have you learned from the generations before you? What have you learned from history and the repetition of history? What have we learned? I think this is the final test. I also think that this is the shift of all religion and all mindsets and the old world. We are moving away from the old world, and even the Bible, is gonna, religion and spirituality and every aspect of everything that has been is about to take a new form and elevate and ascend, as people say, elevate and ascend to something new. And all of us are going through it in our different ways. Like I say, whatever class we're in, whether it's in the FAFO class, the class of going through the worst season of your life, losing everything, losing precious things, loved ones, and health, and access to security and insurance, and whether it's losing things or facing triggers and traumas, or finally having the courage to step up and be who we were supposed to be the whole time. We have had moments that may have passed us by, where we were supposed to speak up but that we didn't, where we were supposed to create that we didn't, where we were supposed to build that we didn't, and we missed out on the opportunity. And this is the moment where life, this timeline, is giving us another opportunity to be everything that we are meant to be, to stretch, to figure out, to transform and transmute and become and process and understand. And so what I'm saying all that for, I'm saying that part of my process is that the things that I have to face, I am not in the FAFO class, honestly, because I didn't sign up for the FAFO class, and I didn't sign up for the FAFO class, and I'm not going to crash it. I'm not going to be in it. I am at a different level, where I am in a class of gratitude and calm and peace and love and light, and my butterfly season, I guess. My butterfly season. Just something beautiful, just holding the light, as I would say, constantly say. Yeah, just holding the light and putting things in my life, adding things in my life that is a part of that process, a part of the light and beauty process, things that bring me joy, things that help me to hold the vision, things that will help me to grow in my spirituality and my understanding, and just everything. And I just realized that somewhere along the line I went off track and I didn't finish talk about these things. But anyway, this is creativity. I went off track. This is creativity, and this is abundance. I think I didn't mention these two. This one, when I look at it, I think abundance, I think provision, and then, and not just provision of what I need, but above and beyond what I need. I'm thinking like abundance and just more than what people think I deserve, above and beyond, like anything that I want, any, riches and wealth, but in a different way, not a greedy kind of selfish wealth that these hoarders or, these billionaires and these hoarders have been doing, hoarding and so greedy, just trying to take everything. They have so much and they're trying to take more. The greed is just mind blowing. So anyway, I am so sorry that I am all over the place, but I still think that I just hope that you enjoy this video. I just hope that you accept me as I am, because I think all that talking was just about that. Just my season, my class is learning how to not dealing with that fear of being misunderstood, dealing with that fear of being rejected, because I do fear rejection. It is not a big fear. It is a little tinge that I feel in the back of my soul when I record videos and I love them, but I don't get a chance to edit them right away because I am a homeschooling, home managing mom, which means that I have to do just daily things that take time and take my energy away from the things that I love to do, which is like making these videos and creating, and what I want to do, which is like finding ways in which to find my people, finding ways in which to grow my account and find my people. So anyhow, I fear a little tinge of fear of rejection, posting it and then nobody sees it, or it goes nowhere, or you don't get any likes, or you don't get nothing comes of it, and then I fear being misunderstood. Like, for instance, in this video, I'm loving this video because it's authentically me. I'm annoyed at this video because I'm not flowing as smoothly as I was hoping I would, but the energy that I feel as I'm recording this video, I want and I hope that it comes across when people watch. Because guys, I feel calm and peace and relaxed, and I feel all this that represents the energy that I'm feeling. These are physical manifestations of the energy and where my head's at, And also, I took a shower and I look good. I was planning on flipping the screen a long time ago, but for some reason, the video just started to go how it flow and go how it go. Look at the sun shining through. Just feel the vibes, feel that energy, dudes. Okay, so that's where I feel I'm at. I feel like I am in this process of working through elevation and ascension, like working on every day, practicing ways in which to hold the light and ways in which to be that butterfly, be the butterfly in my butterfly season, and ways in which to shine and visualize the future. Okay, so I just I saw a possum in the woods, and they got deer. They got, wow, what a view. Okay, all right. So as I was saying, I got dressed up really nicely for this video because I thought that I would be on camera, but for some reason I ended up doing it this way. But I might still turn the camera since I made myself all dressed up for this video. But the whole purpose of this video, this recording, was to process April energies and process what has been happening. So as far as I'm concerned, what I did, what I described is where I am at, my season, because I believe that whatever we are going through at this time, we are meant to go through it. We are meant to go through it, not for our pain and our suffering, but for our growth and our purpose and our lessons and our, you know, development. It is about the efforts that we put in to our lives and our existence. It is about learning how to not rely so much on the external, but learning how to start to look within first, you know, learning not to have expectations on external forces, other people, but to ask yourself the question of, what do I do? What will I do today that will make things better in some way? How can I make today better in some way? And I think that it becomes an overall effort and celebration when enough of us tap into that energy. That is why they are working so hard to create this. And I just learned a new word, egregore. Somebody made a video about this, on TikTok, egregore, and she was describing. And then I heard it again. I heard it again from Spirituality with Sam, who is somebody that I love to listen to because of her insight and her gentle voice. And if there's any person that gives you that sense of calm and peace and the energy of love and light and peace and calm and ascension and elevation, it is Spirituality with Sam. So I heard her use the word egregore. And those are the only two times that I heard the word egregore used. In the first video on TikTok, it was really described. And in the Spirituality with Sam video, it was just a passing word. But and I'm just speaking now from memory and paraphrasing. I don't have the exact words in my head, but from my understanding, when I listen to the person, they describe, it's this energy that they're creating. They're creating this energy of fear and anxiety and suffering, and what they're hoping is that people will just allow themselves to surrender to that and also participate in the building of it, the building of that energy, the building of that angst and that worry and that fear and the anxiety and all that negative energy that they are whipping up. And like I said, they create it because it is what gives them strength. It is what gives them power. It is what basically convinces the world that they are more powerful than they actually are, and causes people to forget how powerful they are. How powerful they are. And I could tell you, I make efforts every day to hold my light, and I'm really good at it, even though it took me a while, but I've learned to become really good at it, and even me, boy, they get me. Even me, like, they get me at times. It gets to me at times. It cannot be helped, because as long as you care and you have empathy, any kind of empathy, how could you not care? How could you not feel it? When the Supreme Court sides with the MAGA emperor in the most cruel policies and actions, when the Supreme Court halts the order for the return of, and I don't have his name in my head, but the guy that was wrongfully sent to El Salvador, father. And the reason that I don't have the details in my head, guys, is because I don't really consume the details anymore. My focus really is on the light. My focus is on my own personal and inner growth. And even though I have an awareness of things, I keep myself aware of things. I specifically choose what to read and what to focus on, and so a lot of the details escape me. And this video, like I said, is just going how it's going. I was planning actually to do 2 separate videos and separating my personal energies with the political energies. So I was going to do a little bit more research for political conversation, but it is just happening how it's happening. It's just flowing how it's flowing, and it's going how it's going. So the father that was sent to El Salvador, by mistake, by accident, by this regime. The Supreme Court halted the order to bring him back. What's the reason? I don't know. I don't know what's the reason. I also saw that the Supreme Court's, if I can remember the headline correctly, but something along the lines of, again, siding with the Trump regime in terms of laying off federal workers, halting the order to give them their jobs back. Something like that. Again, you could, if you're looking for details, I'm not the right account, but I'm giving you places to look. If you are the type that might not know what I'm talking about, then look it up. But this Supreme Court has shown nothing but it's continued partisan. This Supreme Court is actually the reason that all of this has been possible. That this much power has been harnessed and hoarded and stolen, and you could thank a guy named Mitch McConnell for that. It all started with a guy named Mitch McConnell that we should not forget. He's the reason for this Supreme Court, and this Supreme Court is the reason for Trump and all the bad stuff, all the bad stuff that has been allowed to happen. And these judges are Heritage Foundation judges. These right-wing judges are Heritage Foundation judges, and the Heritage Foundation is the authors and the perpetrators. I don't know what the right word is. The authors, but no longer just authors, but the creators of the Project 2025, which is the playbook that is being followed right now to hoarding power and control and fascism, and stealing destinies. They stealing the Lotus Queen's destiny, stealing the destiny of the people, stealing all of our destinies. There's a reason for that. So even me, they get me. Like yesterday's news that came out of the about in relation to the Supreme Court and that kind of stuff, man, it got me. What's going on in the world? It does get me. I feel it. I have the awareness, and I feel it too. I just try to be very, very intentional. And I don't know how people that aren't trying to be intentional with their light, how they're managing. I can't imagine what you're going through. If you are in that period of fear and anxiety and insecurity and uncertainty and all these negative feelings and experiences, I can't imagine. I feel it. I just don't feel it in the way that some people, I could imagine people are feeling it in a heavy way. I am not feeling it in the heavy way like some. I witness so much light. And so I wrote something early on in this new year and this new journey of 2025. I wrote something, a Substack called I See the Stars. And I See the Stars was talking about the people. In her speech, in her concession speech, she talked about the billions of stars and how we could see the stars brightest in the darkest night, And then I wrote, I see the stars, and I still see the stars. I see the star inside my soul and inside myself, and I see the stars in the other people that are in my algorithm feed, my YouTube feed, and the people that are doing the work and doing the good stuff and making the difference and building and creating and forming and creating and building and shaping and the new world, the new earth, the new world that we are about to live in. Because what they are doing, that darkness, the egregore, I'm going to look up that word, but the egregore they're creating, that I'm going to do more research about the word right now. But at the moment, as of this video, I am interpreting egregore as the energy that they're building so that they can be more powerful and consume it and use it against us. It's not sustainable. It ain't. It's just not. And I have this vision in my head. It stems from my mom saying there's gonna be a transferal of wealth, something like a wealth transfer. And I honestly believe that. And our definition of wealth is going to be different. And I feel as though they're hoarding wealth that is not going to be as relevant as they think. And as what the energy they're creating is not sustainable for the future of the world or the planet. And what does that mean? It means that eventually enough people are going to fight back so hard that they will lose because they are attacking everybody. They're even attacking their own, you know. So hoarding, that's greediness, and it's hoarding of wealth and it's hoarding of power is unsustainable to the future, any planet, and it will not work. It will not succeed because it is not sustainable. It is not even sustainable to them. It is not even sustainable to them because they cannot build this world by themselves. And if they screw over everybody and destroy everybody, there's no world to build. So I would have to say that their intentions and their goal is for death and destruction of the world and the planet and the people. And the people and the planet will not stand for it. And we will win. So I'm going to end this video here. But I think I'm going to end this video here, and I'm going to start a new recording, a part 2. This is basically, the title of this video is basically processing April energy, processing the first week of April. I don't know exactly what the title of the video is going to be, but that's what the theme is. And this video, I believe, did not come out smoothly. I don't know what it's going to look like when I'm finished editing. I am not the type, I do not enjoy cutting. I don't enjoy videos where people cut themselves off and cut thoughts off and, you know, edit in the middle of a sentence, or cut people off. And that's not my type. To each their own, but that is not my type. So I will edit this in such a way that it will probably be barely edited. I probably am just going to cut out some of the parts that really shouldn't put in there. And I might speed up some parts maybe. I will try to cut it down as best as I can. But I really do want people that will take the time to listen. Just listen and process with me. And then if you become a part of my circle and you want to, let me know some ways in which you feel I can improve on my videos, I will take what you say with a grain of salt, and I will make my best efforts to improve, because that's what I'm doing anyway. I'm working on improving, but I'm also working on being authentic and being true to myself, being real, And I feel like I want to be a part of the energy of slowing down and processing things. So even like I said, I believe that one of my spirit animals is a turtle. If I'm going to slowly build, then that's so be it. I'm going to slowly build. If I'm going to slowly find my people, and my people will slowly find me, then so be it. So before I turn off this recording, let's see. I don't know if you can see right there. You can't see it. Where is it? There's in the camera. Right there is a hawk on a branch right there over my finger. You can't see it very good, but that's a hawk. And let me just show you my rock, because it's just so pretty. The sun is putting the what do you call it, the little rainbow thing from that gosh, I don't have the words. Prism? Is that the word? Prism? But I just wanted to show you that. That's what I'm looking at. My favorite thing to look at is just the sun doing this thing. I love sun ray. I love to see sun ray. I just love to see the sun doing its thing. That's why I'm a sunflower, because my favorite thing is to see the sun shining. Oh, this video. Woo, anyway, like, subscribe, follow, share. Thank you for watching. Thank you for putting up with me. I will see how I can improve on this in the editing, but I did enjoy making it. I did enjoy recording it, and it probably helped me to get in my flow a lot better. So the next video I'll probably flow a whole heck of a lot better. Thank you for watching.